All right, I was going to do a video showing the actual cutting and other mods to this board to get it ready for the commlock. One thing that I did want to point out is all of this stuff here, you know, it comes, oops, I'm sorry, when you get it, it's sitting in its enclosure and the wires run through the hinge and go down here to the battery compartment. I don't use anything here. I just cut the wires up there, and that goes in the trash. The other end, which I thought I had, is where the speaker is. And I don't use this speaker, but I do save it because it's a perfectly good 8-ohm speaker. What size is this? About 20 millimeter? It could be used in a future project. I've got ordered some 16 millimeter speakers, which is perfect for the 25. Okay, 25 at 8 ohms. Definitely a very useful thing to save. But as far as the enclosure goes, I just toss it. I don't use anything. And be aware, the screws that they put on this are real stinkers. They're a triangle configuration, and what I found to work best to get them out is a small bladed bit and really push it down in with a good amount of pressure to break the torque, and then it'll come out fairly easy. And the flat here is resting against one of the flats in the triangle. It's a crude method, but it's the only thing I found that really reliably will get the screws out. They're anti-tamper screws, but it's not going to stop anybody that's really hell-bent on getting them apart. I also don't save the screen protector or any of that stuff because it's not going to be needed for this particular mod. So all I end up with is this, and I just put this on there to protect the screen. But what you got to do is you've got to flash these things. So I hope whoever's doing this is either good with software or knows someone that's good with software, because that's what really adds the added let's say realism to the prop. I'm showing you how to flash this, but I'm not going to be offering the service. That's just not what I do, and again, this is all a hobby to me, but I'm showing you it's possible, and you could probably find someone to do it for you. But anybody that's really eager and creative enough, they're going to figure out how to do this, and they don't really need my help. So what we're going to do is, that's the flash right there. So we're going to come in and we're going to hook this up, and you got to be careful because there's a capacitor. Let me make sure I'm on here before I pull back and start talking. Yeah, there's a capacitor here that really gets in the way, and I had to slightly modify my probe to clear it. It's not too big of a deal, but it's enough to where you want to be made aware of it. So this is a CH341A mini programmer that I got off of Amazon. I don't know if it's still available because I got all this stuff back in back when I did the original commlocks. What was that? 2015, 2016, something like that. Maybe as recent as 2017. Anyways, don't know if these are still available. If they are, be aware that the pinouts here against the little icon when you open up the program, which that's another thing. I didn't get any software with it. I had to go out online and try to find it. And it didn't take very long, but yeah, I had to search for it. So anyways, you don't need to supply power, but you do need to make sure that none of your wires are touching anything, because this will energize the board to a certain degree, and you don't want to end up with anything getting fried. So what we do is we come up here. What is this? This is nothing, is it? Yeah, that's nothing. So we come up here and we're going to open up the program. you're going to get a error message. Just ignore that. I don't know what it is, and it doesn't help. So it comes up here showing all blanks. That's because it hasn't read the chip yet. So what you want to do is you want to come out here, and you're going to want to verify. Oops, where we are here. So you go to operate, detect chip, and there you go. If it's SOD, it'll put up the information. It's a Giga device GD25Q16, and all is good. So we'll close this. You can. It's always good to make sure you know that you're talking. So do a read. You have an icon here and here that's telling you that it's actually reading the chip. And we'll wait until this gets done here. Isn't this exciting? Boom. Okay, it's now talking to the chip. It's read the chip's data, and essentially what I do is let's see, I erase the chip. So I just come over here to erase, push the button. Because it's always best to start with and it says chip erasing complete. Please check is empty to Chinglish. So let's read it. We should get all F's here. All right, so again, I'm not sure where I'm cutting this in, but we've just gone out and erased what was on the chip, and now we're going to open up the program, or open up the file, and I'm going to grab, and now we're going to write, and but it is a very straightforward process, and not that difficult at all. So let's do read, and what that'll do is it'll bring up what's in the chip. Okay, and now we're going to verify. Voila, main chip memory and buffer the same. Good. Okay, so that was successful. Now let's do the other chip, because I used a different version, because I didn't realize there was a date there. So I don't plug in probes hot, so I'm going to close this, unplug that, disconnect. We're just going to set this aside because we're going to have to power these up when we're done and verify that we did load a proper program, and that both units still are talking to each other. So let's get this guy on there. Make sure you get the red wire, that's 1. There we go. Good. This ribbon cable is really just all kinds of horrible. Should have made it a little bit longer. Okay, so let's open that back up. Ignore. Detect the chip. There we go. Everything's good. Read. Because again, you want to make sure that you're actually talking to the chip. So by doing the read, you're going to see what's presently loaded on it. I know this is kind of a pain in the ass, but you don't want to find out after you've put everything away that, oops, I guess that didn't flash the way I thought. So, okay, so we've read, and there's something in there. So now we're going to erase. I guess you could probably overwrite, but I'd rather start with a blank chip. There we go. And you should get that message. Chip erasing complete. Please check is empty. So yeah, we're going to go and we're going to read and just make sure. You always want to take your time with this stuff. You hurry, and yeah, the results could be disastrous. All right, so it's empty. Now we're going to go out and we're going to load the exact same code that we loaded the last time. or on the previous, I'm sorry. And it's the most recent date, and it says commlock last.bin. There we go. And now we're going to load it. Okay, and now we want to verify. All right, good deal. So it looks like they both flashed. So let me close this down, and we're going to power up both boards and verify that they are still functioning. And yeah, I'm only shutting this down because I'm running off the battery, and this is an old tablet. I just don't trust the battery. Oops, that could have been disastrous. All right, let me stop this and I'll get everything set up.